Today I wanted to show you how to grip the club properly. So there's a couple of keys in gripping the club correctly. Okay, number one, we want a neutral grip. Okay, so by neutral, what I mean is that we have this angle coming out of our thumb and index finger. This angle right here. And we want this angle to be pointed up at about our right shoulder. So I don't want to get too strong. I can have a little bit of a strong grip, but if it gets like this is excessive, where now the line is pointing somewhere over here. Okay, and I certainly don't want a weak grip. So if I get the grip very weak and turn to the left, you can see this angle here now is pointed up more towards my left ear. And so the issue with that, if I get a weak grip, right, the club face is going to tend to get open throughout the swing. This is what open would look like. And if I get a grip that's way too strong, well then the face can tend to get really shut. And that's what a shut face would look like. So that's the first key. We want in both hands, right, the right hand as well, this angle right here between our thumb and index finger to be pointed up at about the right shoulder. We don't want to get it too much this way, this is too strong, and we don't want to get it too weak either. Okay, because that will throw the club face off. We want to keep that club face fairly square as we can throughout the swing. It's okay maybe if it gets a little bit strong, but we want to keep it pretty square. So that's the first key. Then the second key to getting a good grip is we want to make sure that we grip it diagonally in our fingers. See, if I show you here from this view, sort of where I'm placing the club, I am placing the club diagonally in my fingers, like this. Okay, and then I wrap my palm around it. So now I have all of this pad here sitting on top of the grip. So what I don't want, this is what a lot of amateurs tend to do. They grip it here in their palm. This just feels more naturally comfortable to people. This is what I tend to see most of the time where the club is like this. See, you can't see any of my pad on top of the grip. And I can get my grip fairly neutral doing that. See, I have it neutral, but now it's in my palm. And what happens is when it's in my palm, it becomes very difficult to use my wrists in my swing. So I take that lever out. Then I have no ability to use my wrists, and my wrists get very rigid throughout the swing. Plus, even with a neutral grip, when it's in my palm, it can tend to get the club face open. So we want to make sure that it's diagonally in the fingers. So from this view here, you can see it's diagonally in my fingers. I then wrap my hand around it, and this sits on top. With the right hand, it's going to be very similar. I'm going to hold the club pretty much diagonally in my fingers, just like this. You see? So I overlap. You can interlock or overlap, but I have it pretty much diagonally in my fingers in my right hand as well. And my left thumb sitting here on my right hand, I have these two pads right here. I have my thumb pad and I have my heel pad. See, my left thumb is going to sit right in between those two pads. So my hand just sits right on top there of that. So those are the keys to a good grip. Now it's extremely important that we have a good grip so that we can keep that club face square throughout the swing, and also just so that we can use our wrists a little bit in our swing.